Okay, we have learned so far in chapters 1 through 3 how to journalize entries, how to post entries to the ledger, how to take those entries from the ledger to a trial balance, how to write adjusting entries, how to post those to the ledger, and how to create an adjusted trial balance. So now we're on to really the final few steps of the accounting cycle. I know that seems early in chapter 4. What we do from this point forward, chapters 1 through 4, we do the entire accounting cycle. And then from this point forward, we just kind of add a complexity and change the type of business, because all of these things change a little bit, and they're still the main rules hold true, but they change a little bit depending on the type of business and those sorts of things that can affect how things are reported in your books. So this is the adjusted trial balance right here that we created from the last chapter. We had our unadjusted trial balance that we really got done with in chapter 2 or so, and then in chapter 3 we did our adjustments. And this isn't journal entries, this is just a different method of showing how we went up and down in our journal entries. If we wanted to go back, we could look at, have all the journal entries that we did before, and our unearned revenues, our adjusting entries, from all the way back to our unadjusted trial balance in the first place, to get us all the way to this point where we are now at our adjusted trial balance. Now, once we have created our adjusted trial balance, now we can create our set of financial statements. So remember the 3 main financial statements. We have the income statement, which is revenue minus expenses equals net income. Just do one at a time. So let's look at that one first. I'm going to create an income statement. This is the same one that your book has. And this income statement is for November and December. So dates are important. Remember, the income statement is for a period of time. So for 2 months ended December 31st, 2017 in this case, the one the book uses. So we start with our revenues. Okay, now back to our worksheet. Remember, I have these highlighted accordingly, that everything up here is my assets, and here is my liabilities. Everything here with my stockholders' equity and retained earnings information. So retained earnings now. And these are my revenues. These, as you can tell by the fact they're all labeled as such, are my expenses. So a correctly organized trial balance is really nice, because if you've done it correctly and if it's given to you, and by the way, the book will say whether it's a list of accounts or a trial balance, a true trial balance is in order. It's in the order of the accounting equation, top to bottom. Of the accounting equation usually is written left to right, but the same kind of thing. You read top to bottom, you also read left to right. So the accounting equation, assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity, and remember, revenues and expenses fall underneath the owner's equity. So it's written in the same way. So for my first financial statement, we have the income statement. When you look for revenues, well, I've got, pretty easy to find, I've got my 2 revenues there. I've got fees earned and I've got rent revenue. So rather than retyping it, I'm just going to reference it, fees earned and rent revenue. Now, generally speaking, as far as columns go, I'm not real worried about formatting to be exact. But the other thing you need to do is you need to make sure to take the adjusted balances, not the unadjusted balances. So these are the accounts, these are the unadjusted balances, these are the adjustments, and these are adjusted balances on your right-hand side. So I'm going to take the adjusted balances, 16,840 and 120. I don't have any other revenues, so I can go ahead and total up my revenues now. Total revenues is just the 16,840 plus the 120. 6960. Now I can list out my expenses. And again, not to reinvent the wheel and just make it easier than typing them all out, I'm just going to reference them. This is where Excel can save you a ton of time. If you don't have it, you can pause the video here and type all these, or if you don't have the skills in Excel like this, then that's okay. You can pause and type all this out. I'm just going to enter all of my expenses. And remember, again, the adjusted amounts, not the unadjusted amounts. And then I can total my expenses. Total expenses 98,998.55. So that brings me down to my net income And remember, my net income is revenue minus my expenses. So I'm going to take my revenues minus my expenses to give me $7,105. That is my net income. Okay. Now I'm not going to do all three financial statements in one video. Instead, I'm going to break these up so you can look at the information for each individual financial statement. So I'm going to stop the video there and then continue with the statement of retained earnings next.